Good morning, family. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we today? Good to see everyone that's here so far. Hi, Kene, Nancy, Florence, Stephanie, Chinyere Biobasi, Wiserians. Good morning, Coach Doris. So happy to see you here. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Wow. The spirit of wiser. Oh my gosh. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We indeed are legends. Yes, we are. I'm just trying to post this link to my WhatsApp status. Yes, done. Good morning, Dr. Goodluck, Naram. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we? Have you been all month long? Imajak, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. How are you? How are you? How are we all month long? We haven't been together here. Wow. After being together every day for 31 days. And today, oh my gosh, I was just looking at our conversation, the conversation we're about to read through this morning. I was like, wow. I looked at it some days ago. I was like, wow, wow, wow. So, what does success really mean? Because Wiser was about wisdom for winning 2023. Wisdom for winning in 2023. Wisdom for winning in 2023. The focus of wisdom for us at Wiser is to win. Winning now is winning where, winning how, winning what, right? For example, the day we had Dr. Emmanuel Oamen come speak with us, I think that was the 30th of December. It was about winning life, the race of life, making it to heaven, right? We had conversations about winning in relationships. We had conversations about winning your goals, right? So I want to visit that win again. Win, if you win, it means you've succeeded, right? So how can we clarify once again what this success really means, what this success really is about? Let's look at the book of Ecclesiastes. I had mentioned it sometime during Wiser that this year we would look at chapters of Ecclesiastes. Like last year, we looked at chapters of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So Ecclesiastes chapter 1 is our tool for this morning, is our reference point for this morning. Good morning, good morning. Just with Tina, Christiana Agboni, David Doko, Chukudi Mezine, good morning. Olufunsho Adigboye, good morning. So let's share Ecclesiastes 1. The conversations by the quester. The quester. When I looked up the meaning of the quester, I said somebody who searches, somebody who is looking for, somebody who is on a quest, right? Somebody who is asking questions. And if there was something we took away from Wiser, it was that this is the year we would ask, 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 ask. Is that true? Yes, that this is the year we would ask and ask and ask and ask and ask. We will keep asking questions. This is not the year to do well. I don't know. This is the year to ask. So these are the words of the quester, David's son and king in Jerusalem. The assumption, the belief is that this is also Solomon, the same person who wrote the book of Proverbs, who gathered all the wisdom and put it together in one place. He continues his conversation by way of questioning, by being the quester. Verses 2 to 11, I'm reading the Message translation, and this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1. It says, smoke, nothing but smoke. That's what the quester says. There's nothing to anything, it's all smoke. There's nothing to anything, it's all smoke. What is smoke? Can you touch smoke? Can you take smoke and put it in your bosom? Can you take smoke and put it in your bag? What's there to show for a lifetime of work? A lifetime of working your fingers to the bone. What's there to show? He's asking, what's there to show? At the end of the day, what do you take away with you? One generation goes its way, the next one arrives, but nothing really changes. It's business as usual for old planet Earth. Earth will receive the bodies of those who are gone. Earth will provide for those who are still alive. There's nothing new, nothing changes. The sun comes up and the sun goes down, then it does it again and again. The same old round. The wind blows south, the wind blows north. Around and around it blows. Blowing this way, then that, the whirling, erratic wind. All the rivers flow into the sea, but the sea never fills up. The rivers keep flowing to the same old place and then start all over and do it again. Everything's boring, utterly boring. No one can find any meaning in it. Boring to the eye, excuse me, boring to the eye, boring to the ear. Was what was will be again, and what happened will happen again. There's nothing new on this earth. Nothing new. Year after year, it's the same old thing. Does someone call out, hey, this is new? Don't get excited. It's the same old story. Nobody remembers what happened yesterday. And the things that will happen tomorrow, nobody will remember them either. Don't count on being remembered yourself. Ha. So, what is all this work we're working for? We'll soon get there. If nothing will be remembered, if I also won't be remembered, so what is my labor for? Today, the 30th of January, 2023, I'm on my way to work. I'm preparing for my business. What is my labor for? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm rushing, preparing the children for school. For those who are doing so, I'm trying to study. I have a test later. What's all this for if it's gone tomorrow? If everything is smoke? So, why am I up this early today? Yes, I am on Wiser January, winning the year with Joyce Daniel. Why am I preparing that manuscript that I have right now? Why am I writing it? Why am I trying to write that book if nothing will be remembered tomorrow? Why am I writing this proposition or this proposal if nothing will be remembered tomorrow? Why am I doing what I am doing? Why am I putting monies in savings? Why am I investing? Why am I keeping track records? Why do I have legal documents for the things that I'm involved in? Why? If it's all smoke. Verses 12 to 14 says, call me the quester. I've been king over Israel in Jerusalem. I've looked most carefully into everything, searched out all that is done on this earth. And let me tell you, there's not much to write home about. God hasn't made it easy for us, he says. I've seen it all. It's nothing but smoke. Smoke and the spitting into the wind. Life's like a corkscrew that cannot be straightened. If you've seen a corkscrew, that's screw that is used in opening bottles of wine. You screw it into the wine and then you pull out. He said it can't be straightened, a minus that won't add up. I've said to myself, I know more and I'm wiser than anyone before me in Jerusalem. I've stockpiled wisdom and knowledge. What I finally concluded is that so called wisdom and knowledge are mindless and witless, nothing but spitting into the wind. The same person who taught us all these is saying that all of that is nothing but spitting into the wind. Much learning earns you much trouble. The more you know, the more you hurt. I want this to sink in. Excuse me. Excuse me. I need this to sink in. If all of this is someone there, if you can hear me, please, I need to see some activity in the chat. Like, even if it's an emoji or a question mark, somebody, if somebody is reading this and it's shaking your brain and making you be like, what am I just reading? Maybe write SB, which is shaking brain. Deep thoughts. Thank you. Are we reading this together? More learning earns you much trouble. The more you know, the more you hurt. The more you know, the more you realize that it's spitting into the wind. Thank you all for your responses. I see them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So then, what is success if it's all smoke? What do you think success is? I always like to say that whatever I share on any of these platforms is my interpretation of what I see. Someone else will read this same chapter and may have a totally different interpretation. But I share what I have as my interpretation. And I would really even love to hear your interpretation. If you're in any of the wiser groups, it would be nice to write your interpretation after this. If it is all smoke, then what is success? We don't have a definite answer here today. We have more questions and a few pointers. Pointer number one. Pointer number one. If everything is smoke, then why am I doing what I do? Please write it as a question. If everything is smoke, then why am I doing what I do? If we are able to answer this question honestly, then perhaps we begin to clearly define success for ourselves. We did an exercise on the 31st of December, the values elicitation exercise. If you haven't done it, if you haven't gone through it, if you didn't follow through with it, this will be a great time to do so, because my personal response to what success really means is in the values, is in that result that you got or that you get from that exercise when you determine what's really important to you, which means that success will not be to Eze Philip what it is to love, or Lami Jane, or Ekene, or Chinyere, or Nimi, or Stephanie. It means that we all will define success differently. And the earlier we have that understanding, the better. When you did your values elicitation exercise, for some of you, you learned something about yourself that was like, wow, if you got out all those points, all those values, we had a first sheet of about 30 values, and then we began to, we had about 100 values, and then we began to pick the top 30, and then we said arrange it in order of preference, and we narrowed down to maybe the top 10. And for someone, maybe you saw that your most important value in life is respect. Respect for self, respect for other people. So if in the place that you are today, there is no respect, You mean everything is really smoke and I get nothing? If there is no expression of respect back and forth, for someone you did your values elicitation and you saw that the most important thing to you is service. So I'm saying, if all is smoke and yet I served, would I consider that success? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. This is number one. I said there are a few pointers that come with more questions. The question is, if at the end of the day everything is smoke, why am I doing what I do? Why do I want to do what I want to do? The answer for me is in your values elicitation, what your values are. This is number one. Number two, this is an assignment. Number two, number two, look back on your life from where you are today, the 30th of January 2023. Look back on your career, your education, your relationships, your life as far back as you can, from this moment to last year to the 10, 40, 50, 25, 28, 33 years of your life, and ask yourself what regrets you have already, what you wish you had done differently. If you could do it again, would there be anything done differently? Is there something you wish you could correct? And if there is such a regret, why was that particular thing so important to you? It could be a pointer to something you are still missing in your life that will make living worth it. If at age 34, you're looking back and you're saying, oh, I wish I got a university degree. I really wish, oh, I wish I got a university degree. I am here today with everything I'm doing, and I can look back and my heart is pained. I wish I got a university degree. Why is that university degree important? Oh, perhaps I would have been able to use this degree to do this or that or that, or it would have proven to me that I'm not as foolish as, or it would have given something, something, something to my family. You need to answer that question. Why? Why is that regret a regret? Why is that thing paining me? Oh, I wish I didn't study this or that, or I wish I studied this other thing, or I wish, please, I don't know what it is. I don't have any regrets. I really don't have any regrets. And if you don't have regrets like me, question is also why? For me, for example, is I've done everything I had hoped to do up until this time. Everything that is important to me that I really wanted to do, I have done or I am doing. And if there's anything that could have made me say, I want to do it now, I don't even have that. For someone, the reason why there may not be any regrets in your life is because you're happy. You're happy. You've done it all, or what's your reason? What's your answer? These are questions that, if we are not intentional about asking ourselves, we may not have the answers and we may not have pointers as to why. And if we're not able to answer the whys, guess what? We would fall into the smoke. At the end of the day, what was this life for? I don't know. I just lived. I just had money. I just had a family. Why? I don't know. It was the next thing to do. It was ticking a box. Why did you study this? I just had to go to school. Okay, what did you change? I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't even know this life. That's what the quester is bringing to us, that there are deep questions to ask that increase meaning or will diminish meaning. So this is number two. Ask yourself what regrets you might have. And if you don't have any regrets, also ask why. Why is it that there's nothing I regret? Please, is this making sense to you? Then number three pointer, which is also a question to ask, which is also an assignment to take away, which is also an activity to do. Number three, this week, this week, try, try. Try. Speak to someone who is in what we might consider the twilight years of their lives. Somebody who is over 65, 70, 80, if you can. A relative, a neighbor, if you can. The thing is actually to find someone, make an effort to find someone and ask this question: if there's something they would have done differently in their lives, what would it have been? If you can ask one, fine. If you can ask two, fine. If you can ask three, but ask, what might you have done differently if you could live life all over again? And we could hear some pointers there. For some of us, for somebody, we might hear, I don't want to preempt, but I'm doing it. You might hear, oh, I wish I spent more time with family. Oh, I wish I made healthier choices. Oh, I wish this. And guess what the next question is? Why? Regardless of the response we hear, it will be why? Because it could be a pointer. Else, we might get to the end of our years at 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and we ask, what was this my life for? Then would life have been worth living? Would we then be able to say we were successful regardless of the accolades we got if we get to the twilight and we go, this life? It's great to define success in terms of numbers, how many people I'm able to reach, what I'm able to impact, all of that. It's greater to know why this is important to you. So it either gives you more energy or it makes you change direction. But at the end of the day, the living itself is worth it to you. And you are the most important person in your life. Not too long ago, I was speaking with a gentleman and he referred to the struggle, or like my sister would say, the struggle of providing for children, working so hard to pay school fees, to do this and do that. And he was he was griping. He was griping. And I asked him why. So why are you struggling to pay school fees? Why are you doing it? Why don't you just not do it? It's such a struggle. You're almost sounding bitter. He didn't have a very good response. It made him question a lot of things, which I felt was a good thing at this time of your life. If you can't tell why you are struggling to pay school fees, struggling to pay house rent, struggling, then you really need to ask questions and maybe it will help you redirect something. I said, because the children didn't ask for it. You did. They didn't even determine what schools they attend. You did. So it's not really about what you're doing for them, it's what you are doing for you in their lives. Why is this so important to you? Why is it so important to me? The quester is about questioning, and the answers to the question that all of us on this call will get will be different from the answer the other person will get. So that's why it's open ended. We had 3 pointers. My prayer is that we do the exercises. My prayer is that we do the exercise, asking ourselves the question: why am I doing what I do? Is there any regrets I have in my life? Yes or no, why? What are the what are the insights, the regrets, or the what could have been in someone who has seen life around me? And what can I learn from them that might add direction or clarity to my life? So that even if everything is smoke, at the end of the day, it would have been good smoke. The smoke I'm proud of. The one that, even if nobody ever remembers me, there is no book written about me when I'm gone from this earth, I would have lived to my fullest, and that would have been success. And when I meet my maker, for those of us who believe in meeting our makers, we would go, we would hear, well done, good and faithful servants, but it would have been worth it. So, what does success really mean? You tell me what it really means. As you prepare to go about your day today, you prepare for the next month. My desire is that our actions will actually have meaning to us, and then it will be worth it. Meaning to us. This is where we call it a morning. I wish you a great day. Cheers to meaning. Cheers to life. Cheers to success, whatever it means to you. Knowing that success to Otonte is not, or may not be, success to Joyce, may not be the success to Nancy. So we have no business judging somebody else's success and say, why are they working for this? We mind our businesses more with our full chest. We will then really care less about what people say, because what success is to me might be drinking my water in the morning, because this is that year where we do what means so much to us. This is that year when we get to December and we say, I truly lived. I did what meant something to me. I have good smoke. You know, when the Catholic Church is preparing for a new pope, and we getting the bishops I think they are. The selected bishops get into the room and are trying to decide on a new pope, and every so often they would write their decisions and put on a paper that would burn in a certain way, and everyone will watch out for the color of smoke. When the smoke is black, 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 sometimes for days, it means no decision yet, right? That's smoke, black smoke. It's not successful smoke. But when the committee has decided who the pope will be, what smoke do we see? White smoke. That's the kind of smoke that our smoke should be if everything at the end of the day is smoke. For me, it might be green smoke. I lived, truly lived, and I didn't just get by. I lived my life. Cheers to living your life every day, including today. Cheers to living your truth today. Cheers to living what's most important to you in February. What's most important to you might not be achievable today, but then you begin to work on how to achieve it tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a successful day. Bye for now. I love you.